Right, welcome ladies and gents. The Disney proxy war wages on. Nelson Peltz vying for power. He has slammed Disney, absolutely destroyed Disney, provided a white paper showing everything that they've done wrong and everything that they can do to fix it. Fascinating times. We're going to take a look at it, ladies and gents. This is, if you didn't know, Nelson Peltz, an activist investor trying to gain board seats on Disney. Bob Iger clinging on to power like a repugnant arsehole that he is. So, hit subscribe if you're newer, folks. Turn the bell notifications on. Follow me on Twitter at MrHReviews. So, Nelson Peltz slams Disney. Not something I would expect to see on Deadline. You'd think that Deadline would run some cover for this story for Disney and not appear so bad. You know, appear that things are that bad for Disney. But this is bad for Disney. It is. It's not good. Disney has so many problems at the moment. So, as Disney's April 3rd shareholder showdown approaches, activist investor Nelson Peltz, has released a more detailed set of arguments against the company's board of directors, which he calls the root cause of underperformance at Disney. He's right. In a series of graphs and bullet points coming to about 133 pages, the Trian partner founder attempts to build a case for Disney shareholders to elect him and former Disney executive Jay Rasulo to the board, displacing two Disney nominees in the process, which they should do. It says this: "We believe the board suffers from a culture that impedes effective oversight. The directors, in our view, lack focus, alignment and accountability, causing the board to fail at fulfilling its primary responsibilities." Nice. He would also claim that the new additions would enhance corporate governance and accountability, accelerate media profitability as it reviews Disney's creative engine, and clarify its strategic focus. The company's stock has lagged and profits challenged like many of its media peers, but Peltz, says that the industry's disruption does not absolve Disney's board for poor performance. It's the board's job to look over the horizon. And there's so many things which they could have done, and they have not done it. He singled out Disney's $71 billion acquisition of Fox in 2019 as strategically flawed, and it is strategically flawed because they've done bugger all with it. There's realistically, you think of the Fox properties, the IPs that they have, you think of everything that 20th Century Fox had, what are they doing with it? You know, they actually really have done nothing with it. Avatar was obviously a big part of that. But anything else, they've not really done anything with it. Fantastic Four, X-Men, nothing. Done nothing with that. Alien and Predator, they but they put a Predator movie out. Streaming. Should have been released in theatres to generate a profit. Streaming doesn't generate a profit. Right? Alien, they've got an Alien series and a movie. We'll see what happens with them, whether they'll even be released in theatres now. Who knows? But yeah, they've done nothing with 20th Century Fox. So it is a strategically flawed idea, and they say stresses the balance sheet. He called new strategic announcements half-baked, including a sports streaming joint venture with Fox and Warner Brothers Discovery. There are no details yet of the initiative announced last month. From a governance perspective, Trian said Disney has overpaid its top executives, including Bob Iger, and that succession is messy. The succession planning committee is composed of 3 out of 4 directors who botched the last succession. Its only accomplishment to date was to extend Mr. Iger's contract for a 6th time, just 8 months in. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Trian is asking shareholders to vote for Peltz and Rasulo instead of directors Maria Elena Lagomasino and Michael Froman. So Disney has said that neither Trian nor Rasulo would be an effective director. How can they say that about Rasulo, who literally worked at Disney when they were the most profitable? And has been actively lobbying shareholders to back its slate. Last week, family members of Walt Disney came out in support of Iger and the current board. Who cares? Trian says Disney's set of assets make it the most advantaged media company, but its movies are a struggling brand. Streaming still loses money, and it needs to move more aggressively in parks, especially with Universal opening new theme park in Orlando next year, which is true. So if elected, Trian said Peltz and Rasulo will propose a number of reviews of the organizational structure of studios and state of creatives and of studio operations and cultures. Trian believes, and I quote, "There is an opportunity to find strategic partners for all or some of Disney's non-sports linear assets to maximize value of linear while improving Disney's strategic focus and growth profile. It is skeptical that a flagship ESPN DTC service is a viable business model given rising sports programming costs and the consumption patterns of sports fans. And it also said about Disney, had about 3 hours of total engagement with Trian, including 2 meetings and a board presentation last year, followed by a meeting with Bob Iger, after which Disney named 2 other directors. We were allotted just 45 minutes. Not a single non-management board member attended in person, and not one substantive question was asked by a non-management director. Blackwell's fund, they've nominated 3 other candidates as well. So there's 2 proxy wars going on at this point in time. I mean, it's hilarious. This whole thing is just a joke. It's crazy that they can, that they think that they can just get away with this and not get people on the board. It doesn't really make sense to me. It literally makes no sense. And you would think as well, at the end of the day, they would welcome some of this stuff. I mean, Jay Rasulo, he's good. He presided over, I think it was former CFO of Disney, when they had some good stuff going on. But it's difficult to argue against some of these things. Obviously, this is posturing. This doesn't really make or break anything moving forwards. This is for the shareholders. This is what this is all about. It's to get the shareholders on board. It's to get them around so they can be like, right, cool, we're going to vote for us. Which Bob Iger's absolutely scared about this at the moment, because they've gone really launched a counter website to Trian's website, Nelson Peltz's website. They're begging people to vote for them. And this is part of a massive, massive wider issue with Disney overall. Bob Iger just hired people that he wanted on the board, so they work for him, not him working on behalf of shareholders and the board holding him accountable. No one's got any investment in the company, so there's no personal stake at risk. Whereas at least Nelson Peltz, Ike Perlmutter, Jay Rasulo, these individuals, they have a personal stake in the business. They are investors. So there you go. Bob Iger, Disney, once again destroyed by Nelson Peltz. How much was it? 20th Century Fox again? $71 billion. $71 billion. And they've lost like $59 billion in shareholder value as well. Like, this is insane. It's insane that anyone could look at that as a business and go, yeah, you're being successful. No, obviously not. You're clearly not successful at this stage, this juncture in life. This is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Turn the bell notifications on. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.